I have broken too many boundaries with my girlfriend. I've had so many chances and have just come to the realization that one of the biggest issues that I've caused is the fact that I can't abide by some boundaries set out by my girlfriend. A bit of a context, my girlfriend and I have been in a relationship for the past 3 years and have had a rocky relationship. Toxic breakups here and there, issues pertaining to trust from the beginning, petty fights, small issues that turn into a huge fight/problem, lack of communication. We're at a point where we have discussed our issues to its entirety. We both care for each other, still love one another, and are at a decision together to determine whether or not we should split completely, or try again. We both know the logical thing is to end things, but easier said than done. It is worthwhile noting that we both have attachment issues and have tried breaking up in the past, yet find a way back into each other's lives and trying again. It's good for a few months and another issue comes up. A little bit of a background on myself. Boundaries used to never be broken in the past, and I believe it was because in the past, I was not dependent on anyone else. I had a large friend group, was able to provide for myself, take care of myself, and was able to set boundaries up for myself. On the other hand, the people that I was with would break those boundaries as they were dependent on me. However, those boundaries being broken, I let it continue to happen because at that time, those were my first relationships and I didn't want it to end. In this relationship, therapy has helped in all sorts of problems. However, I believe that after coming to a realization, the underlying issue was the boundary issue. I have been heavily dependent on my girlfriend, not being able to function if there is something wrong in the relationship, basically living with my GF, not taking time for myself and friends, not being content without her, etc. Overall, I know this is not proper and I'm seeking help with this. Whenever I sense that we are going to break up, I am completely in shock and can't function properly. I tend to throw basically a fit, and I can blow up and be kind of like a child who isn't getting what he wants. I know, it's childish, and it's not okay. I didn't understand the underlying issue but realized it only happens when I feel as if this is going to be the end. I don't give her space when she asks for it. I walked into her apartment with my key when she asked for space and told me not to use it as I was desperate to talk with her. I didn't realize this, and didn't talk to the therapist about this, however we'll discuss it soon. Whenever I get help using therapy, I have been able to solve my issues and it makes a drastic change in our relationship and my personal life. I guess I am here asking the obvious, knowing that I've broken the boundaries set out by my girlfriend, mainly due to lack of space, not respecting her space, going into her place without her permission, making things bigger than normal, throwing a fit and acting like a child. Although knowing that I will be able to stop this and to not have this issue in the future, I hope. I have hurt her emotionally and it has caused her pain and she feels heartbroken because this is the last thing that she wants to happen to us. We still have so much love for each other, and we don't want anyone other than each other. Is there any worth to trying again? Does it even make sense to give me another chance, or have I gotten to a point where enough is enough and no more chances should be given? Thank you for those who take the time to read this. I know I am already in the wrong, I know I've been given chances and broke them, and I know I can't be asking for chances all of the time because that's not how this works. I want to do better, be better, and I know I can get there honestly. Story 2. My girlfriend is breaking up with me over an IG story I made of my female artist friend, 27F. Context: a great friend of mine is an artist who has been growing a lot in the last 2 years. She is a pianist, guitarist, and singer and is currently a backup vocalist for a couple great artists in our country. A few years ago I helped her get gigs, made music videos for her, and connected her with more people in the industry. All this worked and now she is doing very well and is very grateful to me. She no longer lives in our hometown. This year I started dating my current girlfriend 28F, we have been officially together for 4 months but we started dating more than 7 months ago. She only knows this friend by name and from the things I have told about her, which has been, show her the music video I did to her, telling her about how I contacted her with an important person and about a trip I took to another city for work in which just those days she showed up in there and gave me a ticket to see her. She never showed me anger or discomfort, always answered that it was very cool and never made me doubt that she didn't mean it. Problem: now, a few days ago the artist she is currently on tour with closed the tour in our hometown and she opened a concert for him. She contacted me and asked me to be her photographer that night and gave me access since the sound check. I told my girlfriend that if she wanted to go, I could find her or buy an extra ticket, but she told me that she wasn't feeling well and that I should have a good time at the concert. At the end of the concert I uploaded a video to Instagram where it appears the audience chanting a song, turned to where my friend was at the piano singing, I zoomed in on her and then I zoomed in on the main artist. My big mistake is that I wrote in the video, a part of the chorus of the song they were playing and it is something romantic. I didn't think much about it and went home. When I arrived I realized that I had several messages from my girlfriend who was very angry about the video. At that moment I didn't understand exactly why, because you could see the audience and the other musicians, not just my friend, But later I understood that what I had written could be misunderstood. I apologized profusely to her, telling her that I hadn't done it with that intention and deleted the video immediately, to show her that I didn't mind having it. The problem was that the next day she was still very angry and sending me a message telling me that if I loved my friend so much, I should be with her and that we were over. I've been trying to explain to her all day that the video had no intention, that I'm sorry for what I wrote but it was part of the song that was playing, and that I don't love her in any romantic way, but she is a friend and we've helped each other in our career and I appreciate it. But she hasn't stopped saying that I'm an idiot and that she doesn't want to hear from me again, so I need advice in what to do next, or how can I proceed with her? Should I say something else? Should I wait or is it over? We work in the same place but different areas so we will be seeing each other during the week. Comment. I mean I think you've said all you can up, it's really on your partner. Like, I know that sounds terrible since it's a very stressful situation. However, I think you did everything you could have to try to clear up the miscommunication. That was a genuine mistake, based on your partner's reaction at least that what you did crossed a line. Plus, everyone has different expectations of what's too friendly. I'd just give your partner some time to cool off, maybe say like hey, I understand you're upset and I want to give you space to process. Let me know when you'd like to talk. It's up to your partner to figure out if this incident is somehow a deal breaker. Everyone's different I guess. Personally, I think what you did wouldn't really send red flags since I do that with my male, female, any type of friend. So, once you actually have a conversation about it, it might be good to talk about like what's upsetting / expectations about affection for friends. Difficult to say without seeing the video. But it doesn't sound like you did anything wrong. And even if it was a misunderstanding, you explained it and did all you can to reassure her. She might have some jealousy issues or trauma. I would let her deal with it. It is up to her if she can move past this. Dude, I hate to break it to you, but your girlfriend is overreacting big time. I mean, come on, it was just a video at a concert. She needs to chill and trust you. You've been together for 4 months, not 4 years. If she can't handle you having a close friend who happens to be a talented artist, then maybe she's not the one for you. You shouldn't have to give up your friendships and passions for someone who can't handle a little Instagram post. Stand your ground and let her know that you're not gonna let her insecurities ruin your friendships or career. If she can't handle that, then it's time to move on and find someone who can. Your girlfriend is being immature. Decide if you. Story 3. I may have screwed up by professing my love for my girlfriend too soon. So, we've been dating for about 1.5 months as of this post, and things haven't been the easiest. Not in terms of getting along or anything, but we're unfortunately on different schedules work-wise and don't have a lot of time to see each other. We're both in similar positions at the same job, but the nature of our work makes it so that we barely interact physically with each other outside of when we're clocking in and out for the day. It started as just being friendly towards each other, which developed into a kind of friendship with flirting, to straight up flirting, to us now dating. The way our schedules are currently set, we only wind up seeing each other once a week, with the circumstances mentioned before. Both of us are living with family, and she also her own young child to care for. Last month, I had asked her thoughts on celebrating anniversaries, and she affirmed that she enjoyed them. So when I saw that we happened to have a day off lined up, which coincided with our being together for a month, I was thrilled. Unfortunately, she was unable to make it. Before y'all go deep diving on this, 1, she had legit reasoning, and 2, I had not previously made it known that we would be celebrating our 1 month. The reason I mention this is that, since then, we haven't been on a single date. Now, she's got familial obligations, works a tough job and has a young child as well, so I give her the most leeway as humanly possible, but I'm still bothered by the fact that we haven't been out in several weeks. This leads us to a few days ago. When we're working, we're not being monitored with a boss over our shoulders, so we are free to listen to music, or talk on the phone as much as we wish, as long as our job is getting done. We wound up in the same area, and I was helping her, and before I had to move back to mine, I quickly decided to run back and kiss her in a spur-of-the-moment impulse. Then, we were back on the phone chatting, and she made mention of not being comfortable doing so at work, which I dickishly dismissed in the moment. A short while later, something happened which led to her starting to say I love. She quickly retracted the statement and assured me that she didn't mean to say that, informing me later she had meant to say I love that for you or something similar. Well, before learning that, I had incorrectly assumed that she had meant to say it, but maybe was too nervous to say it outright just yet. Which leads us to the other day and the night prior. The night prior, I had been trying to text her to no avail that day, which ultimately led me back to realizing how much of a dick move it was to dismiss her feelings about the kiss, which I immediately and profusely apologized for upon my realization. So I thought she was upset with me for that day, leading to the other day where I receive a non-text message from her letting me know that all of our actual text messages had disappeared on her end, and her other messages weren't going through, implying that I may have blocked her. I obviously didn't, and reassured as much as humanly possible that breaking up was the last thing I wanted. Finally, to the title of the post. This is where I maybe did the dumbest thing I could have, you be the judge of that. I sent her an audio message telling her that I didn't know what had happened, that I had not blocked her, that I hadn't deleted messages, and that, well, I love her. At about 3 in the morning. I went to bed after that and didn't see her responses until I woke up. She had explained her misspeak from the previous conversation, as well as that she doesn't want to rush into those sorts of feelings/statements. Capping it off with saying she is going to back off a bit.